long investigation into these very serious alleged crimes against the rap mogul. Now, he's going to be arraigned on these charges in just a bit. This was pushed back several times today already, so we're expecting later today him to be in court and arraigned on these charges, but he spent the night in federal lockup. Diddy was arrested at a Manhattan hotel on Monday night and has been in custody since then. But I'm going to let the U.S. attorney take it from here and explain exactly what the charges are against him. Take a look.
As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
Now, the details of those alleged crimes that are contained in this federal indictment, Nicole, are really brutal. They accuse Diddy of hosting what they're calling these freak-offs, which were these sex parties that they allege Diddy organized that involved different women that were brought in and coerced. They allege him applying them with alcohol and drugs and intimidating them with violence and weapons in order to engage in sex acts against their will. I mean, I want to read one part for you from this indictment that it's pretty brutal. It says, quote, Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. Now, that is something that we essentially saw in that now infamous video of him attacking his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, at a hotel. And the details of that incident are contained in this indictment, though it doesn't name her specifically. Several victims are referred to in here, Nicole, but again, names aren't specifically in there. And I do anticipate, Nicole, that there could be more charges forthcoming.
And Caitlin, just moments ago, the U.S. attorney mentioned those raids that we saw happen on Combs' homes earlier this year.
He did, and we now know that those raids were directly connected to this investigation and to this indictment. Those quote-unquote freak-offs that I mentioned, during those raids, investigators say that they recovered digital evidence of those things, videos that were taken sometimes without the knowledge of the women involved. Some other things that were obtained during those raids were, quote, 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil that were involved in those sort of freak-off parties, in addition to several firearms and ammunition. 3 AR-15 rifles were found in the closet in Diddy's bedroom in Miami, according to investigators. Now, this could also lead to additional charges, but the U.S. attorney said that this is ongoing, and so he doesn't have any details about what those charges could be. There's also passing references in this indictment to something like arson, so we could see those coming forward, as well as perhaps other people. I mean, this racketeering charge involves a quote-unquote criminal enterprise. The enterprise is what makes it a federal racketeering charge, and that means other people could be involved. And we know who some of them are based on what we've seen in the several lawsuits that have been filed against Diddy. Now, Nicole, before I throw it back to you, I do have to say that the allegations against him are really shocking. They're really brutal, but they're not surprising because we have seen them before contained in those civil lawsuits that have been filed against him. Now, his attorney, we caught him going into court earlier today. They haven't been arraigned yet, but he did say he's going to plead not guilty and defend his client. Take a look.
We knew this was coming. I mean, he moved to New York, as I think some of you guys know. We brought him to New York about 2 weeks ago because we knew this day was going to come, and it's here.
Did you expect this to happen last night? Was that planned?
No, it's not planned. Certainly, it's not planned by us. I mean, he came here to surrender at a time of real in the U.S. Attorney's Office, and then they arrested him last night. I spent the evening with him. I was with him until about 1 o'clock. His spirits are good. He's confident. He is dealing with this head on, the way he's dealt with every challenge in his life, and he's not guilty. He's innocent of these charges.
Game over, P. Diddy. We have been watching all the allegations that has been going around about P. Diddy, I believe since the early 90s. He's always had a violent temper. He was manipulative. He's been accused, allegedly, of Tupac, Biggie, and Kim Porter's unalivings. If he didn't directly do it, obviously he rented people to do it. According to Keefe, who's charged for Tupac's murder, said clearly that it was P. Diddy who offered him $1 million to unalive Tupac. These allegations of sex trafficking, forcing people against their will, has been going on for years. But I never thought that I would witness the day that the downfall of Puffy would come in this era. This man thought he was really above the law. Let me show you what P. Diddy was doing a week ago.
Still standing taller than I ever been, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing, I'm still standing taller than I ever been, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing, I'm still standing taller than I ever been, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing,
So Puffy thought he was actually still standing, taller than he ever did. Wow, what a way to go. This man deserves whatever is coming to him, in my opinion. I thought he would learn something after R. Kelly went down. But I guess P. Diddy and his thick skin thought he would actually get away. I'm not really shocked by what's going on with P. Diddy, but it's just disgusting. I feel sorry for all the victims, all the musicians who've worked with him. He stole their royalties. He gave it back to them in 2023 because he knew he was going down. I'm proud that Cassie came out. I'm happy for Cassie. What we witnessed and saw that was done to Cassie was shocking, heartbreaking. Cassie met him when she was only 19 years old. And I believe he was 38 years old. Imagine that. He was 19 years old, her senior. And that was what he was doing to her. We've been witnessing P. Diddy way before internet ever came out. And nothing has changed. He's just turned older, meaner, more disgusting. He thought he was untouchable. But justice has finally caught up to him. He was refused bail twice, yesterday and today. Because he's a danger to society, according to the judge. He's been threatening witnesses, trying to call witnesses. He called a female witness 54 times and she didn't pick up within 48 hours. Was he trying to bribe her like he usually does? Gene Deal was one of P. Diddy's closest bodyguards. He witnessed a lot. He witnessed, trigger warning, Puff Daddy breaking the mother of his children's nose, Kim Porter. He's witnessed Puff Daddy putting his hands on Cassie and many other victims. Let's see what he had to say today.
Get where you want to be at. You got to have principles, you got to have morals, you got to kick with that stuff. And in that music business, a lot of that stuff get thrown out the window. You understand? And that's what happened to him. He started doing the things to other people that was done to him. To other people that was done to him. To keep it frank, he was doing the things to other people that was done to him. And it is what it is. You got to know better. And if you know better, you will do better. When he was in New York City, he was like that gecko from the Geico commercial. Then he turned and started going, when he lived in Cali and Miami, he turned into Godzilla. I would see him talk about how he using drugs. He was never like that. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed and everything like that. He turned into something that you could consider a monster, bro. Then he started doing things to people, you understand, that he learned. That's the learned behavior, bro. Now, I'm not saying that he may have been doing a couple of things here and there with women, stuff like that in New York, but the things that they're talking about that he was doing, bringing in prostitutes to have sex with his girl and all that stuff like that, that was some crazy stuff to me, man. So I'm just looking at this whole thing, man, and you had asked me, and we don't have these conversations like most people do. We don't go back and you gonna tell me what, we gonna talk about this. You said, I'm gonna ask you how you feel, bro. I don't want no man to ever go to jail and be leaving their kids behind, be leaving their family behind. You understand? But some dudes belong in jail based on what they do.
It's sad. He had it all. Fame, money, children. Influence. But he chose to use it in the wrong manner, in the wrong way. Puff Daddy has got away with all this nonsense for 30 years. Imagine all the people who are not here, who are 6 feet under, who can't tell us their stories of what P. Diddy has done to them. Surviving Diddy. I wonder how many people will be called to witness. I'm talking about celebrities like Mary J. Blige, Foxy Brown, Lil' Kim, Maze, all the rappers he's worked with, all the companies he's worked with, his children, all the people in his nasty parties, actors like Ashton Kushner and Jay-Z, allegedly, Meek Mills, Usher, Justin Bieber, name them. Just say any name and they've been to a P. Diddy party. P. Diddy was partying with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's remember that. Was he trying to be the new Epstein? This man has been aggressive all his life. In college, according to witness, he beat up his girlfriend very badly. And he was just 20 years old then. When he started getting fame and money, there was no stopping Puffy. And now he calls himself love. Far from love. Actions speak louder than words. We only got to see a bit of what he was doing. The violent DV assault with Cassie. The way he laid hands on her. He was kicking, beating her, doing everything. Imagine what he does in closed doors. People have been scared to talk for 30 years. And he was given the keys of New York. What a disgraceful man. I hope he goes down for everything he's done. And I just have a feeling he's going to get a life sentence or 20 years least. He's someone who won't be missed. May justice be served for all the victims. Please like, share, and subscribe.